If I have to discuss the optimal temperature for the refrigerator one more time, I think I might actually scream in his face.
Wow, hello to you too. I take it the romantic weekend vibes did not exactly survive the drive home?
Romantic weekend? We went to Home Depot and Costco. We bought bulk paper towels and a new shower head. It was practical, it was efficient, it was soul-crushing.
Okay, sit down. Let me get you a pastry. You look like you are having an existential crisis over household goods.
I am. My marriage has turned into a very well-run small business, and I want to quit.
All right, croissant first. Then tell me exactly what is going on with you and Leo.
That is the thing. Nothing is going on. Absolutely nothing. We are great. We never fight. The bills get paid on time. The house is clean. We are the most functional, supportive, excellent roommates in the entire city.
Okay, but being functional is good, isn't it? A lot of people would kill for a drama-free relationship where the bills get paid.
It is good on paper, but I feel totally dead inside when I look at him. Last night, I got dressed up because we were supposed to go to this dinner party. I put on that red dress you love. I walked into the living room, and Leo looked up from his iPad.
And what did he say? Did he tell you looked amazing?
He said, "Oh good, you are ready early. Did you remember to print the directions?" That was it. I felt like I was his executive assistant. He didn't see me as a woman, he saw me as a logistical unit that was performing efficiently.
That is tough. It sounds like you guys have become so good at running the business of life that you forgot to be lovers.
Exactly. We are business partners. We high-five over getting a good deal on car insurance, but we haven't really kissed in months. Not a real kiss, just those little pecks on the cheek when one of us leaves for work. It is polite, it is friendly, and it is completely sexless.
It sounds like the comfort has actually become the problem. You are so comfortable that there is no friction left. And sometimes you need a little friction to create a spark.
I miss the friction. I miss feeling nervous before he comes home. Now I just feel relieved if he remembers to pick up milk. I am scared that this is it. That we have just settled into this slow, comfortable slide into old age together at 35.
It is a terrifying feeling. You are grieving the loss of the romance, even though the person is still sitting right there on the couch next to you.
Yes, I'm lonely when I'm sitting right next to him. And the worst part is, I do not think he even notices. I think he thinks everything is perfect because the fridge is full and the mortgage is paid.
He probably does think it's perfect. He thinks the goal of marriage is stability. You think the goal is connection. You are playing two different games.
So, how do we get back on the same playing field? Because if our biggest shared activity continues to be discussing refrigerator temperatures, I am going to lose my mind.
It is actually a very common paradox. There is this brilliant relationship expert named Esther Perel who talks about it constantly. She says that we have two fundamental human needs. One is for security and safety, and the other is for adventure and mystery.
Okay, so I have too much safety.
Exactly. You have built a fortress of safety. You know exactly what Leo is going to say. You know exactly what he is going to wear. You know his schedule better than he does. You have maximized security, but desire cannot live in captivity. Desire needs mystery. It needs a little bit of space to breathe. But how can there be mystery? We have been married for 7 years. I know how he chews his cereal. I know his social security number. The mystery is gone because I know him. You know the logistics of him. You know the roommate version of him. But do you really know what he thinks about when he is driving to work? Do you know what his secret frustrations are right now? Or do you just assume you know because you have merged into one person?
We have kind of merged, haven't we? We say we a lot. We are doing this. We feel that. I do not think I have been just me in a long time. That is the killer. Desire requires two distinct people. There has to be a gap between you for the spark to jump across. If you are standing right on top of each other, holding hands tightly, there is no room for the spark. You have collapsed the space. So we're too close. You are too familiar. Familiarity is comfortable, like a warm blanket, but it is not sexy. You cannot desire what you already possess. You already have him in your pocket, so you stopped looking at him. You stopped wondering about him.
That makes sense. When I looked at him in the living room, I didn't see a man. I saw a teammate. I saw the guy who helps me pay the mortgage. And it's really hard to want to rip the clothes off your accountant.
Exactly. You have functionally castrated the relationship by turning it into a corporation. You are in manager mode. You are managing the house, managing the dog, managing the schedule. When you're in manager mode, you are looking for efficiency. But romance is inherently inefficient. It is wasteful. It is playful. It serves no practical purpose.
God, you are right. We are so efficient. We even schedule sex, which sounds responsible, but honestly, it feels like scheduling a dental appointment. And I bet when you schedule it, you treat it like a chore, something to get done so you can go to sleep. It is totally a chore. It's on the to-do list right after "bye showerhead." That is so depressing. I have turned my husband into a line item. Don't be too hard on yourself. It happens to almost everyone. Life is busy and logistics are demanding. The drift into roommate territory is the path of least resistance. To get out of it, you have to actively fight against the efficiency. You have to reintroduce the gap. Reintroduce the gap. That sounds like I need to move out. Not physically, but psychologically. You need to stop being his manager and start being his lover again. And that means you have to stop knowing everything and start getting curious.
Okay, so I get the theory. We are too merged. But how do I actually create a gap without actually leaving him? I want to feel that spark again, but I still have to live in the same house. You have to stop looking at him in his domestic role. When was the last time you saw Leo in his element? I mean, doing something he is really good at, where he is confident and in charge and not just taking out the trash. I guess it has been a while. He plays guitar in a dad band once a month, but I usually skip it to catch up on sleep. And he had a big presentation at work last week, but I obviously wasn't there. You need to go to that show. Esther Perel calls this seeing your partner through the eyes of a stranger. When you watch him on stage or when you see him holding court at a party, you are not looking at your husband who forgot the milk. You are looking at a man who is competent and passionate. Competence is an aphrodisiac. Domesticity is an anesthesia. That is true. When we first met, I used to watch him debate people, and I thought it was the hottest thing ever. Now I just roll my eyes because he is loud. I have lost respect for his otherness. Exactly. Go watch him be Leo the musician, not Leo the husband. And secondly, you need to implement a strict logistics ban.
A logistics ban? Like we're not allowed to talk about the house?
Yes, pick a time or a place where administrative talk is illegal. Maybe it is dinner dates, maybe it is the bedroom. If you go out to dinner and you spend 40 minutes talking about the kids' schedule and the leaking roof, you have wasted the date. You have just held a staff meeting with wine. But what do we talk about? If we cut out the house and the errands, I'm scared we will just sit there in silence. Then let it be silent. Silence is better than discussing the water bill. The silence will force you to reach for something else. Ask him what he is reading. Ask him what he would do if he won the lottery. Talk about politics or art or gossip. Talk about anything except the management of your lives. It sounds harder than it should be. We have relied on the logistics to fill the air for so long. It will be awkward at first, but that awkwardness is good. It means you're stepping off the script. You are trying to find the person underneath the roommate. You have to cultivate your own secret garden too. Go do things without him. Be interesting. I need a hobby that isn't Costco, don't I? Desperately. If you come home with new stories and new energy, he will be curious about you again. If you're just always there waiting on the couch, there's nothing for him to discover. Be a little bit elusive.
Okay,
I am going to his show next week, and I'm going to buy a dress that isn't practical. And tonight at dinner, if I mention the refrigerator, you have permission to come over and throw water in my face. Deal. Bring the mystery back. Make him wonder what you're thinking again. I will. Thanks for the wake-up call. I think I was ready to fire him, but really, I just needed to promote him back to boyfriend. Exactly. Now drink your coffee before we have to go back to the real world.